Hi, my name is Dr. Cordie Williams, Health from Within Family Wellness Center. Today, for our second health hack, what we're going to talk about is how to keep you healthy and wealthy. So there's a huge correlation between your financial status in life and your health. We know that those two are synonymous. If we don't have one, we're not going to have the other. And so many times what people do with their health is they put it on the back burner. They wait until they get crisis. I mean, I'm constantly educating patients and educating the community at corporate talks and places that we go like Camp Pendleton, where we're talking to families and we're talking to business people and even stay-at-home moms, and we're explaining to them that waiting for your health, right? If you imagine health as a bucket, most people wait until their bucket gets full with too many chemical, physical, emotional stresses, and then they hit a point of crisis. And what we want to do is prevent you or anybody you know and love from hitting that crisis. Let's put our health first. I mean, I was just looking at a study a couple of days ago. It was a study that was done in 2007, and there were 800 participants where they found that people over a period of years were spending 65% more on health costs, on their health, than they did in subsequent years. And that was primarily due to medications. 65% more. So billions of dollars on what we call sick care, because it's not health care, right? There's a time and a place for drugs and surgery, but what I want you to know is it's not in prevention. You know, when I get some of my medical friends, some of the medical doctors that I'm friends with, like Dr. Joe Farisi, you know, if I get my arm cut off, I want Dr. Joe to sew it back on. But I'm not going to Joe to prevent disease, because his industry as a whole wasn't designed to do that. So how do we stay healthy and wealthy? Well, it's chemical, physical, emotional stresses. Because emotional stress, I was just visiting with a family the other day, and emotional stress has them bogged down. They're bogged down by all the financial stress, all the things that are going on in their life. And we see this every day where what's the first thing that people start to cut when they experience financial hardship? What it is it's their health. And they start to say, well, what can that insurance pay for? Or if I just wait a little bit longer, what's going to happen? Or if I choose that McDonald's instead of that $7 organic burger, what's it really going to do to me, doc? I mean, does that really have an effect or impact on my physiology or my nervous system? I mean, our nervous system, our brain and spinal cord, that's the most important thing. But what we eat is important, isn't it? Our emotional health is important, isn't it? But so many times in our society, we're not investing in all three. And if we are investing in one, we're compartmentalizing that. We're saying, okay, I'll invest in my physical health now. And later on, if I have a problem emotionally, you know, I'll just cover it with my insurance. I'll go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist. But those are facets of health, chemical, physical, and emotional health. They have to be done at the same time, because that's true health. So when you're talking about your bucket filling up and hitting a point of crisis, hitting that tipping point, that's from a lack of really consciousness and awareness to know that how you got in the predicament you're in now was not because you put your health first, your greatest asset, it's because you put it last. You waited until you hit that crisis point, that critical point. Yoga, meditation, these are great things, right? Granted, they are, but that's the emotional component to health. What about the physical, and what about the chemical? And what about hitting all three of those at the same time? We see all the time that this lowers hospital bills, right? I mean, I just saw another study last year. 60% of people lowered their hospital admissions, their surgeries, their sick days at work by just doing what? Going to a holistic doctor and emptying their bucket. And what I mean is emptying that physical, chemical, emotional stress bucket. Because if we don't do that, all we're doing is we're crossing our fingers at that point. I mean, so many people live in fear that genetics is going to get them. Or, oh, I'm going to have this disease, or I'm going to get this condition because everybody in my family got it. We don't have to live in fear if we're being proactive. If we're emptying that bucket every day and moving closer to health instead of further away from it, that's not going to happen to us. But we have to change our thought process. We have to change our ideology to know that health has to be a proactive thing. It can't be a reactive thing. The more it's a reactive thing, the more we put ourselves into harm's way. I mean, I've got family members that have been doing the same thing every single day for their entire life for 10, 20, 30 years, expecting a different result or a different outcome, and then they're shocked when they get cancer, or they're shocked when they get on another medication. Your Creator has a different plan for you. God has a different plan for you. But in order to enjoy those riches, and in order to enjoy that in your life and seek better and higher health, you have to take that first step forward. And it starts right now. It starts today with your nervous system. It starts by looking nutritionally at what's going on in your body, having a healthcare professional test you. And I mean, we could do a blood test all day, can't we, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, I know people right now, they come in all the time, they're like, "Doc, my fingernails are falling out, my hair's falling out, but the other doctor, he says I'm fine. He says my thyroid's okay." Well, that's the most overly diagnosed condition out there. Usually that's an adrenal problem. What about the nerve going to your thyroid? What about the nerve going to your adrenal glands? So many times we're talking about what we eat. Is that a factor? Absolutely. But you could eat all the great foods in the world, and if the nerve going to your stomach isn't expressing life flow at 100%, doesn't matter what you're doing, because your brainstem and spinal cord run everything in your body. If that communication is not there, nothing's going to be there. So I want to give you the opportunity, like I always do, because that's our mission at Health From Within, to transform communities one family at a time. Let's get everybody in your family checked. Let's get your friends checked. Let's get your neighbors checked. Who do you know right now that you could send this video to? And maybe they don't come into my clinic. I'm okay with that. But what if we just plant a seed, just a grain in their neurology and their psychology, where they say one day, they say, "You know what? I'm going to take a different step forward. I'm going to try something different because what I've done up to this point hasn't worked." If you're not getting our newsletter, you can jump on Facebook. Health From Within is our Facebook page. Okay, you just jump on there. There's a link right there where you can click on that newsletter. There's also going to be an intake form that you can fill out. Okay, and that intake form, okay, all you have to do is just say promo code HealthHack week 2, all right, when you call in, and what we'll do is give you a $700 preloaded gift card that'll cover your exam, your consultation, your results. All we're going to charge you is a $40 administrative fee, because I want you to have the blessings that your Creator designed you to have. But it starts right now, people. It starts by action. Knowledge is great, but knowledge doesn't do anything, right? Who gets better results? The guy that talked about going to the gym or the guy that actually goes to the gym? So God bless you. I look forward to helping you. Call my office right now at 760-385-8352, 760-385-8352, and let's change this community and transform it together. God bless you. Have a great day.